The broadcast stage. This is fun to solve. This is a fun level. I like this one a lot. It's a good payoff at the end of everything. I was tempted to make a video essay about the last game that never really came to fruition because I don't know if it was that interesting of an observation to like make a full video about. I'd like a video to be at least like 20 minutes long. But something I found really cool about the way that Case of the Golden Idol was constructed is that it has game-spanning twists that you're leading up towards. But like the game requires you to have an epiphany. You have to realize what the twist is in order to solve the game, and like you will solve the twist at some point. And like that's the part of the. I had a better way of articulating. I feel like I feel like I had a better way of articulating this when I finished the story of the base game. But there was something that I found really interesting about that. Like it's the way that the discovery is baked into the actual experience, and not just revealed. The twists in these games are never revealed to you by the game, which I think is kind of crucial. Because there are a lot of games that you can get through, like Phoenix Wright and stuff like that, like or other things. Just a lot of investigative games. You can often kind of get through things without fully understanding what's happening. Somebody on Blue Sky compared it to like how you can read a book without understanding it. You can just keep going. And many games do test you, but many games actually do. It depends a lot on the genre and format and so on. Oftentimes you can beat all the levels or beat all of the mechanical things that are being asked of you without actually understanding everything about the game. Akin to like me beating Sekiro without really mastering the mechanics in some way, because I feel like I was still bad at the game. You can finish a mystery story video game without actually discovering everything. But Golden Idol is carefully constructed so that you do in fact have to realize the twists and everything in order to finish the levels. And it's very cool that stuff happens. I don't like those giant screens. Why are they so big? Are they in front of the crowd or are they instead of the crowd? Where's the crowd? Weird. We apologize for the brief interruption due to technical difficulties. The commercial break is now over. Let's return to the second half. It's still anyone's game. So were they thwarted, is what I'm wondering. OPTV has a broken window. So something went out that window, I'm guessing. Ah, the entire Golden Idol went out the window. Uh-oh. It's spent. It's blue. So did it broadcast or did it... Oh, there's a little like initiate button. Did the Golden Idol broadcast or did it just get zapped into a particular person or did it get spent at nothing? And the lenses are broken. Whoops. Granted, those kind of look like they made them and didn't discover them. I think Jack made these maybe, as opposed to them being discovered and having to be put in and so on. What is that guy even hanging from? Dang. Oh. It's the guy. It's the person on the motorcycle on the start screen. We finally see them in the game. I wonder who they are. Maybe that's what gets revealed in the final chapter when they go somewhere. So this guy went down here. How's this guy doing? Oh, I did it. Help. A nearly empty triangle thing. So, you are the mastermind behind this fantastic project. I would really like to get to know you better. Wait for me on the roof for some quality alone time. I'll come as soon as the live broadcast ends. The letter has a strong lavender fragrance. It's gay! It's a gay tryst. Lavender suggests men. That's a thing that I find interesting. It's people talk about how Amicus... People fix it on Amicus's lavender fragrance. In Ad Astra, and it is a gay story, so it's one of the hints that he's gay, which isn't much of a hint because it's a gay furry visual novel. But there's the like the lavender menace and so on. Like lavender is historically associated with homosexuality. We'll see if that's actually a thing they think about though here. There's a lot of sense you could go with besides lavender if that's not what you're going for. Today's tasks: Carrot Top, make sure idol loaded in van, keep eye on Baldy, report to me at OPTV and await for further instructions. Four Eyes, prepare van for idle transportation, report to me at OPTV and prepare broadcast, upright camera during broadcast so we can confirm effect. Me. Supervise a TV station. Welcome Summer and ensure she has everything she needs. Coordinate with old Nathan. Who's old Nathan and who's Summer? I feel like we can count the name Summer. Is that... She's not the actress, is she? Who is Summer? And old Nathan. One way or another, it seems like I get the feeling that his downfall was basically his womanizing. That's always that's been set up ever since the photo shoot. Is that he has issues with women, I think, or any kind of sexual tryst and so on, and like it redirects his priorities. And I think he got duped into ruining his entire plan for something like that. Audio in, video in, audio out, video out. We can't take in video, so we can't see what's happening. I think that is what that means. Video in being unplugged means we can't see what's happening at the stadium to see the results. But video out being plugged in means that the broadcast could work. I assume that unplugging video in was somehow his goal. How did he fuck up this bad? He's like about to die. Hi Eugene, taste this beverage. Soon everyone will know how delicious it is. Reeks of rotten eggs. It's a trap to get him to have a miserable time. Did he have it though? Door was locked from the inside. They locked him up here. So someone has it out for Eugene, which does not narrow it down at all, honestly. What's going on down here? Oop. A lot of bad smell. He's having a bad time. This man's eyes are bloodshot and streaming with tears. Did he get pepper sprayed? Also, I just want to check. Beach trip. What were your names? Was one of you named Summer? Eve Robinson. There's no Summers in here. Travel to... Going once. Summer Knightley is back in business. I was right. Okay. Summer has not come up since then. What is she up to now? Is she just supposed to be there for like the commercial or something to like make it look good? Or is she like scheming? Or did someone trick them into thinking Summer is going to meet him on the roof and then they... That's probably what happened. He was tricked into going on the roof because he was told Summer was there and he's dumb enough to be like, Summer's on the roof for some reason. Icarus. Am I hallucinating? Or is this some form of intoxication? It's a bit much to have the guy with funny eyes looking in the mirror and saying Icarus. Like this is Deus Ex Human Revolution. Is he gonna punch the mirror next and say, I didn't ask for this? That game is so overbearing with its all of its Icarus stuff. Alright, you two are up to something. I just saw Nathan run in with security. So this all worked out. They hand it over to the guards. And they're ready to do the thing, and they're gonna go live at 5. They have not gone live yet. The plan was 5 p.m. So something's up. They were supposed to go out live at 5. It's not 5 yet. Yes, it is. This was 3 o'clock. I think I said this was 3:20. I fucking mixed up the hands. That's embarrassing. Everyone saw. Damn it. Yeah, it's 5:15. So it's 15 minutes after the broadcast. As planned. Might have been a very big broadcast if it was their entire lives. Whoops. What in the ruckus is... What is that ruckus in there? He's got the lavender perfume, so... I was right that a man did it, which is funny. But it's a farce. There's no real person there. I wonder if the lavender was selected to be a hint that it's actually a man. As a funny joke. But ultimately, yeah, it's not Summer. This smoke looks fucky. This looks like a visual glitch down here. There's like smoke coming at... I don't know, that's smoke coming out of that, up vertically. So I don't know what this is supposed to be. Just some kind of weird things freaking out down here, but doesn't seem related to the actual visual. Like, why? I don't. They're not moving because their legs down, so I don't know what kind of rumbly is supposed to even be represented down here. But it's like on a weird layer where it's freaking out. What the fuck? Oh, it's the terrorists. I was like, what kind of fucked up commercial is this? Is this Summer? Why does her hair not look like her? Why these characters never look like each other? I guess she also has a bottle of lavender perfume, and she's just screaming. So Summer's just supposed to be here as a commercial actor, I guess. But then the terrorists arrive. For empathy and love. Our job is done. Empathy has triumphed. Okay, that's definitely her. That's obviously Tessa. Tessa, I'm with you. I also worry about what Eugene, or worse, Mary or Nathan, might do with the idol. The lab is now heavily guarded. The best time to stop them would be moments before the broadcast. We are scheduled to go live at 5:30 p.m. In the room, it should only be me, Eugene, and the actors, Jack. Okay. It makes sense on some level that Hunter Wolf would be teaming up with Tessa compared to everybody else, because he obviously does not. He's some kind of he's clearly has a goal. He has a vision for the world. It's probably a bit it's upsetting in concept, a bit like how like Light from Death Note is like taking control and single-handedly thinks he can fix everything with his vision and stuff. But so it makes sense he would turn on these people, but 5:30, that's incorrect, isn't it? Go live for the commercial break at 5 p.m. and over there in the theater, not the theater, the stadium, they already had some kind of crazy experience. So he intentionally had them arrive to attack them, but after the commercial has already happened. So he just like brought them in because he wanted the scene to happen and he wanted something to happen to the Golden Idol, I guess. He wanted this kind of incident to happen, but he didn't actually want to stop the broadcast. Which makes sense because he intentionally put something in it to broadcast a particular identity to everybody. Let's see. I don't know who they're downloading onto it. Luke is currently a security guard, so Luke is not dead. But I don't know which. I don't know if I'm sure right now which consciousness they're trying to broadcast to everybody. But I think that what may have happened, because we don't know if the broadcast worked. And him being like, am I hallucinating? What is this? Him looking in a mirror and touching it is a very much like, is this really me? This isn't my body moment. So I'm wondering if something went wrong and it was downloaded into him, and now Hunter Wolf / Jack Nowak is no longer himself, and he's been replaced by whoever's inside the thing. But he's saying Icarus. Ah, they brought back Isaac Nowak. This was their plan all along? Did he or somebody else kill Isaac Nowak? His own dad? Because he thought... Because, yeah, his dad died at the beginning of the game from our perspective, but much more recently in the actual timeline. That's late in the storyline, the first chapter. So he might have intentionally killed his own dad, as far as, like, you know, if we're going talking in teleporter problem terms, or, you know, whether or not copies of you were you and so on. He killed the real Isaac Nowak, his own father, because he had a great deal of respect for him and thought that the world would be better if it was full of him. And now he's going to fill the world with copies of his dad. But then this whole thing goes wrong. Basically, because they arrived early. It seems like because this was his plan and he was already subverting what was going on, but he also wants to take down Mary and Marmot, what's his name? Eugene. He doesn't like Mary and Eugene. He wants them to fail. So he wants the Tessa to arrive with her organization to attack them and ruin their operation on some level and just make them feel incapable of continuing and maybe sabotage the Golden Idol. But he doesn't actually want to sabotage the plan because he's already subverted their plan with his plan to make everyone into Isaac Nowak. But then I think Tessa must have arrived early because he told them 5:30, but they're actually broadcasting at 5. So he wanted them to arrive afterwards and just make a mess of the place. But and that might be part of his escape plan, his way of like escaping anyone knowing what he did. In addition to how he's not the one that I was about to say that he sabotaged the camera feed so that no one would be able to know that what he did yet, so he wouldn't get in trouble with the people around him. But actually what happened is that Tim Spender sabotaged the feed. Mary and Tim sabotaged it by sending Eugene to unplug the video in so that nobody can tell what happened. But that's separate from the terrorist plot that was invited by Jack. But it helps Jack because Jack also probably doesn't want people to know what happened for a while, so that he can get away with whatever he's planning, and then get away with the confusion of the attack to evade further consequences. So it's a crazy plan, a huge mess. But he's calling himself Icarus, and Isaac Nowak called Jack Nowak Icarus as a kid because he was like, and this is sort of setting things up, he was like the scientist that always went too far too fast, and like Icarus melting his wings and falling and so on. That was all foreshadowing and tragic irony there, I guess. And it happened in that he successfully brought his father back. Granted, I think he killed him in the first place. But as himself, he downloaded Icarus into his own body. Or sorry, he downloaded Isaac into his own body. That's why he's calling him Icarus, because it's his nickname for him. And that's why he thinks he's hallucinating, because he doesn't understand. He doesn't know any of the plot of this game, so he has no idea how he would be Jack now. Which means that the entire broadcast probably failed. They probably broadcast something, but they probably didn't broadcast the thing successfully, and they probably didn't actually turn everyone into Isaac. But they turned Jack into Isaac. That's probably what went wrong during the during Tessa attacking, I'm guessing. But that's my current figure of how things turned out here. All the lenses are in there. Hands up. You will pay for this. That sure seems like the one bad. I guess it going out the window is bad, no matter whether or not the broadcast happened. Dear Nathan Hoyle, your proposal sounds very interesting. Let's schedule a demo of your new technology, and if it looks promising, we can talk next steps. General Hugh Stryker, ASH Armed Forces Procurement Department. Hugh Stryker. What a fighting game character. I do not like their armed forces plan, so I would like them all to fail, please. 4 spots remaining. Are they in this level? There's another level coming, so it's probably not in here. Oh, you go away. There we go. I noticed the 2 windows are open. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Yeah, somebody trapped. So Tim Spender trapped Eugene Marmot on the roof. Easy to dispose of the guy that's the least capable of anything. However, through a reckless act, I guess Tessa Navari attacked. Tessa Navari. With the aim of preventing blah blah from getting blah 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 blah. As a result, blah blah only blah blah received blah 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 blah. Okay, so only Jack Nowak. only Jack Nowak received memories from the idol. All memories from the idol. Shortly after, okay, no, this is Tessa attacking. Tessa Navari, along with accomplices, through the no, stormed the TV station and threw the idol out of the window. That part's easy. Reckless act, blah blah the blah, with the aim of preventing the blah from getting blah 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 blah. Trapped, bribed, killed. I don't think anyone's dead. In a reckless act. The most reckless act feels like it's you or the terrorist attack, and the terrorist attack hasn't happened yet in the timeline. As a result, only Jack Noak received all the memories of the idol. I guess I have this backwards and video in. Meant video going into this thing, which is the broadcast tower or something. And video out must connect to the antenna or something to let it actually broadcast. I don't know. I always get mixed up on in and out, where it's like, are we talking about in or out of the device or in and out of like the room or someone? And I feel like I get those kind of things backwards all the time. It's like when I think about departures and arrivals at an airport, and I'm like, are you talking about arriving and departing from like to the airport, or arriving or departing and arriving from the state, like the land? And I get like backwards there. It's like I arrive at the airport, but you also arrive at the airport when people land. So like people arrive here and I pick them up. So it's like, I know there's a right answer. I'm just saying there's a moment where you can be like, hang on a minute, what the fuck am I looking at? But this must be about him unplugging it. But through a reckless act, Eugene Marmot unplugged. Stopped the broadcast with the aim of preventing the the memories from getting out. So basically the fuck up here is that Tim Spender trapped him on the roof, saying probably taunting them with it being summer. Yeah, because of the lavender perfume. But then they taunted him up here, and he did actually realize what this means, and that they are going to broadcast the fucked up experience of having this stuff instead of the good experience. So he's like, oh god, I have to stop this. It's going to ruin my career. And he actually did it. So I thought I did it. Him yelling I did it, because it's the first thing I read. I thought he was like, yay, person I'm going to have a tryst with. I did it. I impressed you, right? Please help. I'm stuck. But he's just like, I did it to himself, because he's like, I stopped them. I stopped the plan. And now he's like, help, because after he didn't think ahead and he fucked up so bad and trapped himself, and now he's likely to die, frankly. So Jack successfully subverted Tim and Mary's plan, but Tim and Mary are still agents acting on the story, so they've still fucked up his plan without even knowing it was happening, because they fucked up their own plan. Like, this just, they ruined their own plan, and thus Jack's plan, because they fucking couldn't keep it in their pants. They couldn't just have the restraint to smugly Ozymandias this shit and let their plan play out without anyone knowing it was happening, and then get away, enjoy the success. They made the mistake of bragging about it, and then he had time to act, and he sabotaged the tower, which is where you sent him, to the roof, you fools. So Eugene Marmot stopped the broadcast with the aim of preventing the memories from getting blah blah of the blah. Bad memories of it's not memories. Spectators maybe? Bad memories of the O-Range. Yeah, spectators. Stop the spectators from experiencing it. Oh my goodness. Freaking Hunter Wolf reaching his final form. Hunter's the final revelation. That's interesting. What does that mean? Oh, that's them. Is this where I have to realize that Hunter killed Isaac at the beginning of the game? Already figured it out, buddy. But I had to figure it out at some point. Calm down. November 2nd, 1977. What a disaster. I put Harry and William in positions of power, and both still failed me, each in his own way. Regrettably, they were not good enough. And even if they had been, there are too many people in the world who are opposed to my goals. People who don't share my vision of how the world should be, and who cling to their old ways. It's too much for me. It's too much for just me and Luke. November 4th, 1977. I know what I have to do. He could have done the hard work of just continually replacing people one by one in a one-to-one scale. But no, he wants to just take his dad and broadcast him to everybody. As you said, my savior, the greatest results require the greatest sacrifices. Yep. Yep. So he probably kidnapped his dad in this van, removed his memory and thus killing him, and then they just drove here on this overpass and just shoved him over this railing, and that's why this railing has the snow removed, which I picked up on before, and that cut his fabric caught here. But then they associate him with the red curse, because as we discovered from the autopsy, he didn't die from this fall. He died from the red curse, and then they covered it up because they don't want to associate him with other things. But like, he didn't die from this fall. Wasn't big enough to kill him. It was just suspicious enough to like sell him on the idea. It is done. Nothing should stop us now. The last thing left is preparing you and rehearsing our every step. There it is. That's every spot in the entire game. One final thing. Posing as blah blah. Blah blah secretly experimented with Ida. Okay, yeah. Posing as Hunter Wolf. I think I figured everything out by now. Jack. No whack. Secretly experimented with the idol to find the best way of using it to conquer the world? To educate, control, turn, optimize. Optimize? Himself, humanity, humanity. I guess control humanity? After blah blah, blah blah decided the only way was to... After something failed, I think? Turn everyone into... Yeah. Only way to succeed was to turn everyone into a... slave? No. Not really. Turn everyone into a genius. I suppose, yeah. Jack Nowak decided the only way to succeed was to turn everyone into a genius. After what? After... something failed? An unbeatable. I don't know what that sentence is doing right there. I'll move on for now. To fulfill this plan, Jack Nowak tried to use blah 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 blah. It's probably still Jack Nowak. Tried to use the something something project to the Happy Customer project to blah blah of blah into blah blah. Spectators of Peel into Isaac Nowak. Millions of spectators. Is there people on here? I think it's spectators. Turn millions of spectators into Isaac Nowak. However, because of what happened at the TV station, Jack Nowak was the only person to turn into Isaac Nowak. Okay, what's this sentence doing? Posing as Hunter Wolf, Jack Nowak secretly experimented with the idol to find a way of best using it to control humanity. After blah blah, Jack Nowak decided the only way was to turn everyone into a genius. After something failed, right? Or like conquer, destroy, educate, optimize, turn, control, becoming. After becoming fits the grammar. After conquer, after optimize, after turn, after destroy, after educate, after... Yeah, becoming is the only one that actually fits the grammar of the sentence, which is a funny problem. After becoming disillusioned? Okay, I guess so. I was looking for an event of some kind, but I guess after becoming disillusioned is okay. Alright, after becoming himself. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So I swapped this one out, and it didn't change. That means that we have one error on the entire screen. To control humanity? Educate humanity. There you go. A more optimistic word. Everything is correct. Wee woo. You've solved the scenario. When Jack realized that OPIC did not want to use the idol to improve the world, he started a secret mission to do it himself under the pseudonym Hunter Wolf. After experimenting with memory and mind transfer, he came up with a plan to use OPIG's soda commercial project to turn millions of Peel spectators into his Uncle Isaac. But thinking that everyone was about to receive spoiled orange memories, Eugene climbed the broadcast tower and stopped the transmission at the last moment. Soon after, Tessa and her accomplice hurled the idol from a third-story window, smashing all the lenses inside. It might be dead forever, or it can be rebuilt again in a sequel. Madam, do not even think about starting a cult in a federal facility. Congratulations, Eugene, on becoming our new head of speculative investment. I feel like this guy's voiced by, guy name. J. Jonah Jameson slash, Whiplash slash... Look what they need to mimic even a fraction of our power, Mark. That guy, you know, he's the one. I'll remember his name later, when it's too late. And then everyone will be commenting on this a month from now, telling me who it was. But I already know. I checked. And stuff. This is all your fault, Tim. Is he the one that left the taunt? Which one of you left the taunt? I guess Tim trapped him, so it's probably Tim's fault. And then this guy. Oh yeah, because he's still Echo. They just like unleashed this like historic era figure into the modern world, and he's just gonna keep killing people. Oh, and he's the one with the jacket. What does that mean? Like, he saw that all happen? Did he know? He wouldn't have known any of those plans, right? Well, he's a guy, he's from the organization originally, and they supposedly have both copies of their memories, or there was a hint of that at the time. I don't know if one overtakes the other one eventually in a Harry Keogh. Why am I referencing Necroscope? No one knows Necroscope. But I don't know if the baby eventually overtakes the host, like in Necroscope, or if he keeps both memories, but the new consciousness kind of takes over as the acting consciousness or something. I don't know. I don't know if him being on the motorcycle means much. It's just like, haha, remember that guy still around? Funny wolf. Uncle, if you're watching this, I hope you can forgive me. I understand that please understand that I did it for the betterment of humanity. Oh, they're burying it. This is just a funny wolf. There's a little... His nickname is Hunter Wolf because he has a Hunter Wolf funny picture, and so that became his alias. That's extremely goofy. I always appreciate just sneaking in furry art. Why not? So he has the thing set up to explain this to his uncle. Was he planning on becoming Isaac no matter what? And then having a video explaining to Isaac, but only his Isaac, what happened to him? But then nobody else is going to understand because there's a million other Isaacs and they don't have this tape to explain it to them. So it turned out Harry had not attended a single job interview. He wasn't the man I thought he was. No wonder he used Gabriel's body for such immoral purposes. But even when I did find a truly noble man in William, as just one person, he was unable to make a difference in Darren's body. So he doesn't like Harry Brown, but he thinks that paranoid, Dirty William was pretty cool. I realized that, for any meaningful change to occur, humanity needed millions of excellent individuals, and I had to be one of them. After all, how could I impose on millions of others a sacrifice that I was not willing to make myself? All that was left was to find the most ethical, intelligent, and educated person I knew. That's when I thought of you, Uncle. It's gotta be so weird to have that many copies of people. So he overwrote his own consciousness on purpose because he felt hypocritical if he didn't do it to himself, because he's functionally sacrificing the lives of millions of people, and so he's Ozymandias if he put himself in the explosion too. Except, surprise, you then don't live to understand the fact that your plan failed and didn't even affect everybody else. Whoops. Developed with a Godot game engine. Alright. This is the second Golden Idol game. I fully expect a third one at this point. I feel like they'll just keep going, but I have not actually seen evidence of that necessarily yet. That's a brutal ending for him. He had his master plan that completely failed. It's good that he failed. It's just tragic that it failed. It failed on like a... Damn, he really thought he figured it out, and that the whole game was his big plan, and it all got thwarted by that idiot in the end. Just like everyone was constantly thwarted by him every step of the way. So at the end of the day, the character you like the least probably, because he's just so annoying, ultimately saved the day and saved everyone. And I think that was also functionally where the story, they just like to have that kind of storyline, I think. They've done that a few times now where people... The character who has the least understanding what's going on, or has the most petty wants and so on, keeps thwarting these huge master plans, and you're like, oh, thank God for the idiot. It happened in the main story when I think the evil guy with the idol got killed by somebody who just wanted to like run off with a particular girl, I think, and he was like a recurring character that was kind of unimpressive throughout the game. I don't remember him very clearly anymore. And in the DLCs, they'll lead up to the the tutorial of the original game, and they reveal the plot of the tutorial. And so we know that the tutorial was ultimately the kind of dumb guy thinking he's thwarting a supervillain. And he kind of was. So maybe they'll do that again. Maybe their model will be to keep making sequels, but they make DLCs each time. And the DLCs lead up to explain the tutorial, which is a very funny writing challenge to pose on yourself. But we know now that that Echo was released into the world in the body of Toussaint, and that he's going to be strangling somebody in that asylum at some point, but we don't know how he got there. So maybe the DLCs are going to bridge the gap to the prequel, to the tutorial, where in this case, the tutorial, I think, is the last event of the game and not the first event of the game. Because the tutorial came after the DLC's last game, but that's because the DLCs were prequels. It was still chronologically before the entire plot. This time the tutorial, I think, took place after the entire plot. I don't know if it specifically said a day. Also, it said special thanks to this dog. I think this is just somebody's dog. That was just kind of like noteworthily shown at one point. What's this? Just the same thing? Yep. That's what I thought of you, Uncle. This poor man. Constriction, that's where it is. Does anything about this say what day it is? The fucking tutorial comes up every time. June 1977. Oriel Chasant. June 1977. That's earlier in our timeline, right? What day is this? Right. I think this is 1977. We go back to the beginning. What kind of plans are we showing up here? No. What year is it? I'm not sure. I think it's been 1977 for the last few missions, right? I can probably check. Steelside Warehouse. This should be the easiest place to check. Your journals. Yeah, summary of 1976. So it's the journals nowadays have been 1977, right? So the plot of now is during 1977, and the final clash takes place in October and November. But that guy has a patient registry in June of 1977. So he breaks out in 1977. I guess he got captured at some point. And then he's roaming as the guy on the title screen. This guy right here. So this takes place at some point. We don't have much context for anything on the screen right now, I don't think. But he gets that jacket and he's roaming around after he escapes the insane asylum. He's out and about. Alright, well that's another timeline thing rectified. Not so much end, but... Alright, this has been The Rise of the Golden Idol. I'll see you guys next time. You can, this game was voted for by Patreon, and you can always be a part of votes in the future by joining my Patreon. They also probably saw this series months earlier than everyone else, so you can get months of early access to certain kind of videos, and also bonus material sometimes when I'm working on video essays and stuff like that. Also on the Patreon. It's how I make a living. I literally make 3 times as much income from Patreon than I do on YouTube. My YouTube income is trash, and I would not be able to do this if I only made money on YouTube, so it's worth checking out, just to keep this whole thing going. But that's my, you know, my placeholder YouTuber call to action at the end of fun series thing. This has been a good playthrough. I think I mostly said what I need to say along the way. Surprisingly smooth ride. I actually think I did better at this game than the first game, but I got really stuck on that warehouse one in a rough way because of a couple of things, which I now understand, but not looking forward to the comments on that episode. Oh well. See you guys next time, maybe when these DLCs come out.